Hey, Clayton, why was Judas's betrayal necessary to arrest Jesus? Throughout Matthew, we've been reading about Pharisees, Sadducees, elders, teachers, priests, and they were all watching Jesus, asking him questions, interacting with him multiple times. So it seems likely that they knew who Jesus was. They didn't need someone to confirm his identity. They had stacked up their complaints against him. They didn't agree with some of his actions and teachings. They were plotting to get rid of him. So why did they need Judas? It's a good question. It's not spelled out completely why they needed Judas, but it seems like Judas was more of a guide to find Jesus rather than someone to identify Jesus. I think what they were trying to do is arrest Jesus with stealth. So in Matthew 26, it says that they're plotting to kill him, but they said to each other, not during the festival or the people may riot. Right? So they're looking at this huge crowd at Passover and the people who were fans of Jesus kind of in the daytime, and they're saying, look, if we just come in like the middle of this and arrest him there, that's going to break out into something bad, right? People are going to react and it's going to get out of hand. So we want to do this quietly. So they didn't want to arrest him in the open. And this is why it happens in the Garden of Gethsemane, right? Like when Jesus is in the Garden of Gethsemane, he actually highlights this. He says, look, I spent a lot of time out teaching publicly in the temple courts and where you could find me, but you're doing this at night. You're doing this in a secluded place. You know, this is indicating something about your action here, right? If you got to do it under the cover of darkness, it's not a good thing. So Jesus is pointing out that they're not doing it like the easy way. They're doing it in a way that kind of, covers their tracks and puts some suspicion on what they're doing. So they didn't want to do it in public, so they do it at night in the dark. And you got to remember, this is a time when there are hundreds of thousands of people in town. So if they're looking for one man, there's a lot of people who are staying on a lot of different places. This is not like he didn't have a house there, right? Like he wasn't from that area. He wasn't staying, like in some place where it was like, oh, that's Jesus's thing. So they needed someone to say, well, where in the midst of all of these, festival goers and all the people who are here, where's he actually staying, right? And so they probably used Judas as a way of saying, hey, can you tell us where he's going to be at a time when it's going to be discreet? Can you orchestrate this so that it's, as unobtrusive as possible? And so Judas was there necessary because he was sort of like the guy on the inside, the traitor on the inside who says, hey, here's where the hideout actually is, and I'm going to put a key under the mat so you can get in, or keep the door unlocked so you can sneak in and get people or something. So Judas was there not because they didn't know who Jesus was, but they didn't know where Jesus was.
Thanks for listening. If you've got your own questions, email questions@BibleSavvy.com. Like and subscribe to catch our regular episodes every Monday on the Bible Savvy Podcast.